Yep. I agree.
Yeah, I tell you, another thing that stuck out in this first college football playoff ranking to me, and I think a lot of people laugh at this when we first bring it up, but I'm gonna give my boy Trevor Valise a little bit of love right here. He's out there producing us, making sure we look good and sound good. Illinois, boys.
How about that?
How about that? So here's the deal, George. I appreciate you sending all these graphics too, because it's great food for thought as we put these rundowns and these topics together. Since the college football playoff rankings have been out, since the college football playoffs have been a thing after BCS, first year was 2014. There's been 1 year that a team that won the national championship was outside the top 4 rankings, the first college football playoff ranking that came out, right? And that was in 2014. And I know it well because it makes an argument that I have, and I will yell it. I will die. It's a hill I will die on. Because Ohio State ended up winning the national title that year. It was a year Ohio State lost to a 6-6 Virginia Tech football team at home early in the season and still got their ass
on the road. That was at Tech. That was in Virginia Tech. That game, that's when they debuted the Cardell Jones, JT Barrett combo, and Braxton Miller went and played receiver.
I'm gonna take your word. I'm gonna take your word for it, but I'm pretty sure I've looked that up multiple times. But I'll take your word for it. Nonetheless, they started out number 16 in the college football playoff rankings. They ended up winning a national title. They had a running back by Ezekiel Elliott that did the damnedest thing I've ever seen, and he finished his career with 3 straight 200-yard football games in the biggest games of his career. Absolutely beautiful. Illinois is sitting at number 16 right now. They've lost the football. They lost a football game early in the year to Indiana, game they shouldn't have lost. They've got the leading rusher in college football right now. They're going to have a shot at one of the big boys. Do they play both of them or just one of them? They just play in the championship, right? Because they're in the West.
They only play Michigan. I can't wait to get on this topic.
Well, man. My point. They play Michigan in 2 weeks, right? And then the championship game. If they get there, right?
Yeah.
They would have a shot at Ohio State. Nonetheless, my point is just drawing the 2 parallels between the rankings, the style of football, the conference. Yep. Do we give Illinois a chance at this point in time, fellas, to make a magical run and possibly be in a conversation at the end of the year for a college football playoff spot?
No.
Well, damn. All right, next time.
Let me tell you why. All right, and Brett's a good friend. Right?
Too far out, coach.
Schedule. We're talking about them. All right. Here's their schedule. They got Michigan State.
That's a win.
Disarray.
That's
now,
a win.
The monkey wrench in this whole thing, which you're not talking about, because the West, Big Ten West, is a mess.
The
right?
Purdue game.
Purdue should have beaten Penn State the first week of the season, right? On Thursday night. They did not. So Purdue now is 3-2. Illinois is 4-1. So they've got Michigan State. Illinois got Michigan State, Purdue, then Michigan, right? And they end up with Northwestern. You with me? So they've got 2 real hurdles to get.
I see one real hurdle.
Okay, all right.
As long as they're sober and rested, I see one hurdle.
Wait. So Purdue has Iowa, Northwestern, Illinois, and Indiana.
That's a tougher
Purdue
road.
Beat them, right? If Purdue beats them, they're tied, but the tiebreaker means that they go to the championship game.
No. We ain't cracking that door open. I see that black and gold. Hey, with all respect. No.
Right.
And so long as Illinois comes in sober and rested, they got one test. You'll handle the Spartans. They're in the wilderness.
Yep.
They're more rugged than Purdue is.
Yep.
And Illinois can dictate terms in that game better than Purdue can.
We'll see.
So, but the one thing for Purdue, your natural style of play helps you when you fall behind. We're going to throw it regardless. So they don't have to convert into anything. Illinois is more rugged. It's that dance November 19th when they go into Michigan.
They go to Michigan.
That's going to be a dance. It would be fun, Clint. You said they dropped early to Indiana. These rankings, if they handle that game, and again, if was a split, if an undefeated Illinois is messing around number 8, 9, that's outrageous. That's outrageous. But would love
they will
to
not
see
be
these guys
undefeated. They'll still have one loss.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
But where they are, I'm good with, because they're sitting behind a 2-loss Penn State, who only lost to number 2 and number 5.
Well, but here's the deal, fellas. I mean, the question is this. I mean, to hell with their schedule. Is Indiana, and I think Coach may have already he may have very quickly voiced his opinion on this, but I mean, is Illinois, do they have a legit, I mean, when that Michigan game comes around, you give them a chance in hell?
Always give him a chance. And again, just like we said about USC, when Coach pointed out USC brought in 40+ transfers plus 18, 20 freshmen. So USC's team was at least halfway converted. Can you imagine what a locker room is? Y'all been in football all your lives. You ever seen a football team half walk out and the new half come in? It's the same at Illinois. Yep. I know Tommy DeVito. Tommy DeVito committed to Illinois. Then Brett came in. Brett inherited him. Coach Bielema inherited the starting quarterback. Oh, you the starter? Cool, let's go to the office and figure out how we're going to get some games. He didn't get to shop like most of these head coaches due to the timing. Illinois got in there. They had the same number of bowling events. Maybe they got a couple more than USC did. They had the same number of team movies, a couple little barbecues to get everybody's name down and get the system going. These dudes hit the ground running. Quietly, yes to Mac Brown, and all respect to what Dan Lanning and has done. But the coach of the year comes down to Sonny Dykes or Brett Bielema to me. And Brett Bielema, with the cards you are typically dealt in Champaign, Illinois. And he scooped these bad boys up, and he's playing a mean hand. He is an Indiana loss for being number 8. And, yeah, you laid the schedule out. They will get a chance to show up. I hope it's a primetime game when they go in there on the 19th to play Michigan. They will get their chance. They're more rugged than Purdue. Northwestern and Michigan State are opportunities to work on, things that you don't really work on, et cetera. Get some young guys in, et cetera. But their Super Bowl is going to be November 19th in Ann Arbor.
You might want to throw Josh Heupel in that Coach of the Year conversation.
Oh, yeah. What am I talking about?
I was getting ready to say, right?
Yeah.
George, I don't just step over every now and then, but kind of, I think Hype is doing it's ridiculous right now, right? Back-to-back years offensively, but that football team's ridiculous right now.